All right, ready. All right, today I want to talk about one thing that you can do to transform your videos from flat to cinematic. And no, it's not the camera, it's not the lens that you use, it's not even a filter that you put in front of your camera. And honestly, it has nothing to do with your camera at all. And it is this right here. It's called atmosphere or haze or fog. It's an element that can help add depth to your scene by separating your subject from your background. And this is proof right here. We're shooting this video on the Osmo Pocket 3, DJI Mic Mini, of course. And as you can see, I am clearly being separated from my background, not only because I'm far away from it, but also because there's this thin layer of haze or fog in between me and that background over there, helping me be in a little bit more contrast up in the front, while that background is a little bit more hazy and a little bit more separated, thus giving me this look of separation. And it's exactly how you can get a camera like the Osmo Pocket 3 or even a DJI Osmo Action 5 to look more cinematic. And there's a couple of ways that you can get this look or achieve this look. There's the traditional way of buying a haze machine or a fog machine, and that can set you back around a couple of $100, $500 or something like that for a really high quality one. Or you can go the more cheaper route and go with a tiny fog machine that you can get pretty much anywhere. And those will run you about like $100 or something like that. But the downside with using any of those two systems is that you need to always have an outlet, find somewhere to plug it, and you have to lug around like this big piece of machine that's kind of cumbersome, and it's not really something that you want to like add to your kit as a filmmaker, or at least in my opinion, it just kind of becomes like a task. There's something else you have to carry that's not really necessary in every situation that you step into, but it's a nice to have, and it's kind of inconvenient for that purpose. And your other option, or the other option that I've seen around, is this haze in a can, which basically is exactly what it sounds like. It's an aerosol can that has fog or haze inside of it, and you spray it around your room or the environment that you're in to just give you that sort of hazy look. But the problem that I see with that, and the problem that I have actually experienced with that, is that one, it sort of dissipates very fast, and it's also water soluble, which means that wherever you spray it, in whatever environment you're in, there's always this thin layer of moisture that's gonna land everywhere around your scene, including your equipment and in front of your lens. You can see how that creates a problem for you right there. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's been different iterations and implementations of this haze in a can, and there's probably one out there that doesn't do that. But for the most part, when you are buying these like off Amazon or something like that, what you're getting is a water soluble mixture inside of a can, and it tends to leave this like thin film of water all over your gear, all over your environment, and it can ruin your stuff. So I don't like it for that purpose, and I don't really recommend it. Hold on. We gotta touch this up a bit. And lastly, there's something like this. This is a portable fog machine. And this exact one is made by a brand called TELESIN. And this will set you back around $120. And what I like about a system like this is that it's very portable. This little device is surprisingly great for the price. It comes in its own little carrying case. It brings the fog liquid, different attachments for manipulating the smoke that comes out of it. It also has different settings inside for different types of smoke and frequencies, which makes it a very complete package, especially for the price. And it includes a screw hole at the bottom for easy rigging. But one of the features that I really like about this item is that it has a detachable remote, which means that you can rig this up anywhere in your scene, and whenever you need to touch up on the smoke, you just press the button and you can activate the fog. And that proves very convenient, especially when you're trying to do something like special effects, like, I don't know, pretending that you're grilling something, or other applications where you might need to implement fog or haze into a room and you need the source to be far away from you. This one also charges via USB-C, making it super compatible with everything else that I have that charges via USB-C, including my phone, my laptop, my lights, my cameras, you name it. So, you know, having this in the kit just means that I just have to throw this just like this, find a space in the back, and boom, there you go. But here's one important tip to using something like a fog machine or Haze or even this one that I'm recommending right here. It's that you always need to break up your smoke. I see a lot of people try to use smoke and fog in their footage. And for beginners particularly, you always see the streams or streaks of smoke up in the air. And that kind of gives a little amateur look. See, because what you want to do with the haze or the fog is create atmosphere. And you want it to seamlessly blend into your scenario, making it just another part of your scene, not something that is a focus or draws attention away from what you're trying to create. Also, there is such a thing as using way too much, and you have to be cautious of that. You don't want your scene to look like it's on fire or something like that. So be subtle with it, use it sporadically, and make sure that there's always consistency in the haze and the amount of haze that's in the environment so that it looks natural and doesn't draw attention away. And I prefer to use fog or haze instead of a mist filter because I've had so many issues with mist filters. When the light source is pointed directly at the camera and directly at the lens, it tends to bloom everything out of proportion way too much, which takes away a lot of the contrast in your scene and can wash out your takes, and in a lot of situations might even make some of your shots unusable. And I prefer not to really get into that. Also, it's something that kind of gets really baked into your footage and there's no way of getting it out in post, versus nowadays with all the advances in technology and everything that we have, you can actually add bloom to your footage in post-production, which is super convenient. So there you have it. That's my tip for the day on how you can get your footage to look a little bit more cinematic. As always, thank you for watching my video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.